if you're into UFOs and extraterrestrials, right? This whole ufology world, going down the rabbit hole, who would you trust, right? Who is the person who you listen to the most? Do you listen to Dr. Stephen Greer? Do you listen to, I don't know, Lou Elizondo, right? Lou Elizondo got three strikes already. I mean, he already fake so many things, right? He tried to put some disinformation out there. So Lou Elizondo is out of the picture. Would you trust these new whistleblowers coming out like Jake Barber? Would you trust Jake Barber, David Grush, and all of these other whistleblowers? So let me tell you a little bit about the background, right? All of these people are not scientists. Okay, these whistleblowers, they're not scientists. They never touch an UFO before. They never seen extraterrestrial life. They never touch or worked on extraterrestrial technologies. The only person that I know of who is legit, it's Bob Lazar. 100%. Bob Lazar worked at S4. He was hired by EG&G in the late 80s. Bob Lazar worked with extraterrestrial technology. He dismantled an UFO. He worked on these UFO. So if there is a person that I trust out there in the world right now, as far as UFO and extraterrestrials and things like that, I'm going to have to go with Bob Lazar. Because Bob Lazar is a first-hand whistleblower. These other ones are pilots. They read emails. They've been in contact with people, with the Pentagon, and these facilities and all of that, right? But how do we know these people are not being gaslit? You know what I mean? How do we know these people have this information from other people, right, that are probably legit, but they're putting this information out there for the whole entire planet to be distracted from, right? So, who do you listen to, right? You have to be really careful who you listen to and who you get your information from, because nowadays in 2025, there is a lot of disinformation agents out there. I mean, you have no idea how many people, and the elites, they're they're trying hard. The elites, they're going hard right now with a lot of this information out there, right? Especially with the whole UFO technology and all of that. Yeah. So who do you listen to, right? Um, I don't know, man. It's weird. The UFO right now, the UFO world right now, it's weird because there is just nothing out there right now with information, right? Everything we're hearing, it's like 80 years old, 50 years old, 40 years old. And there is just no new information out there, right? We keep hearing the same thing, the black sites and the underground facilities and the man made UFOs or UAPs, whatever you want to call it, right? ARVs, alien reproduction vehicles. We all know that, right? We all know about that. So that's not a secret anymore, right? We have seen the triangular one, we have seen the Tic Tac UAP, these, man-made orbs and things like that. So we've seen it all, right? But what's new out there? You know what I mean? What's new out there other than, the secret facilities, the new ones that are coming up right now, and Dr. Stephen Greer is talking about it, and he's just, putting little informations here and there, you know what I mean? So I don't know. Who do you listen to? Right? Where do you get your information from? Because it seems like everybody is divided right now, right? A lot of people is just so divided in the UFO community, right? Some people don't like Dr. Stephen Greer. Some people don't like Lou Elizondo. Some people don't like David Grush. Some people don't like Jacob Barber. So there is a split, right? So that's when this whole situation becomes dangerous, right? because of the disinformation out there. So, um, I, I don't know if you're into UFOs or extraterrestrials, right? This is my first video on YouTube, and I'm a content creator on TikTok. I have over 80,000 people on my TikTok account, and I make content every day on TikTok. So I am not used to making YouTube videos, right? But I'm starting to, be out there a little bit more often on YouTube. I think I'm going to start making a lot of videos here on YouTube and just talk about this issue with the UFO world and extraterrestrials and the possibility of life in the universe and all of that. So, but yeah, who do you listen to, right? You just have to be really careful right now in the UFO world because everything seems like it's just disinformation out there, right? So, what do you think about this, right? Who do you follow? Who do you listen to? Let me know in the comments, right? Drop some names. I want to hear some names, new names that I never heard of, other than the usual people out there talking about UFOs and the secrecy and all of that, right? Who do you guys listen to? And please share this video, like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video.